morning and welcome to another live edition of Wealth Building Wednesday. Wealth Building Wednesday is brought to you by TRHT Selma. TRHT stands for Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation. And transformation is exactly what we hope to do through Wealth Building Wednesday. We broadcast every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And it's just 30 minutes that you get a chance to spend with me and a fabulous guest every single week. And this week is like every other week. We have an absolutely amazing guest. Miss Mallorie Robinson is the guest today. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited, ready to chat it up.
Yes, honey. Listen, we have a lot to talk about because what we're going to talk about today is the B word. And the B word today is branding, right?
Yes.
You are a branding guru, and so you are offering your expertise to us. You're sharing some facts, right? And we're going to hopefully learn some things about how to handle not just our business brands, but our personal brands. Because a lot of times, I don't know if all of us understand that we are a walking brand, right?
Yes, that is true. That is true.
So what exactly is branding? Like, how do we define branding? How do you define branding? Wait, you're muted. Yeah.
A unique identity is what sets you apart, whether you're talking about your business or personal. It's just your identity, your brand, who you are, what you sell, what you have. Um, your personality, that's a brand when it comes to
Mm.
personal branding. When it comes to business, a brand is your logo, your website, that's your brand, your colors, your visual elements, that's branding.
Okay, now you know what? And now you've just made me think about the personal and the business. But although I guess she would be a business because there's a celebrity, Lisa Ray McCoy,
Okay,
that only wears white. And so when you said your colors, I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that really is a part of her brand because anytime she shows up in a space, she will only wear white,
how
no
you can
matter the season.
identify how you identify yourself, or how someone can identify you. They can
Mhm.
identify you by your brand. So just like you said, Lisa, her brand is wearing white, so I know I can identify her when I see her in her white. That's her brand.
Absolutely. Okay. So now what exactly is the difference between marketing, advertising, and branding? Like how do those go together? Do they go together like real bad?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So branding, like I just said, is your identity. Marketing is marketing your identity, marketing your brand, putting it out there, doing market research, finding out who your target audience is. Let's see, activities that's related to promoting your business, like who you are, selling things. Then we talked about advertising. Advertisement, let's say it's the pay part of your branding. So again, like your social media campaigns, email campaigns, your website, that's advertising. You know how you can buy different ads for your business and stuff on social media?
Mhm.
That's advertising. So advertising is the pay promotion and the pay things that you do to actually market your brand.
Okay, so advertising, like the examples that you gave, so billboards, even
Yes,
when purchasing the expensive ad space during Super Bowl. Okay,
yes. Business cards.
okay,
That's advertising. Advertising your brand, advertising who you are. And so just think about advertising falling under the big umbrella of marketing. Because
okay.
when we talk about marketing, I like to put the brand in the marketing. Like I said, I like to put the identity, the logo under there. So now you have to advertise your brand, so
Yeah. Okay. So now when it comes to branding, like why is it at all important and how can we successfully build a brand like from scratch?
okay. Okay,
Big
so
question.
let's talk about business branding. Okay, one, if you got a talent or a passion and you want to make that,
Mm,
I'll use me for example. Talent, my passion is designing websites for people. So I'm a creative. So I kind of started first. I started just researching the market. Seeing how many Black women were in the market for designing websites, because I know Black women in tech is very low, our percentile. So I still wanted to
Mhm.
do market research. Then I need to figure out who I wanted to cater to. Did I want to cater to small businesses, big businesses, entrepreneurs? I had to do market research and to see, what I wanted to do then. So I know, one, I got my skill, my passion. Now I need to come up with a brand for me. Like, what colors do I like? What logo do I want to represent me? So right now, my logo, my business is called MallorieNoelle Designs.
Yes.
So I have a thumbprint with MallorieNoelle Designs, so anything that's my print, so I wanted to use that as a brand. So anytime you see my name and my thumbprint, that is who that's me, that's my work. So I started thinking about that and I was like, okay, yeah, I want a thumbprint, for my logo and for my
That's
branding.
cool.
And then I started thinking, okay, colors. What kind of colors do I want to use for my logo? I don't want nothing. I think about other people. I don't just think about myself. I think about like older people or people who have eyesight problems, because I want my work to be, visual
Mm.
appealing. I'm not going to go use just loud purple, pink, all together, making it cluttered, because I want my stuff to be able to be seen and be visual. So me, I'm more of a like chic kind of person. I use black and white, and because I want my stuff, my business to go out to everybody. I'm not just trying to target a certain audience. You know what I'm saying? So I use neutral tone colors and stuff like that. So one, picking out what your passion is or what you want to do. Two, coming up with your brand identity, what logos, what represents you, what colors you like to do, And then I had to start, just kind of separating the personal from the professional, because my business does have my name, Mallorie Noelle.
Mhm.
So it can, and we can get into it. I can see if I had like websites by something else, then they
Right.
would know it was me. But I so happen to be the face of my business, so I definitely have to take my personal brand into consideration too.
Wow. Okay. So now I know we jump into that in just a second. So stay tuned. If you have just tuned in, you are watching Wealth Building Wednesday, brought to you by TRHT Selma. Our guest today is Mallorie Noelle Robinson. She is the owner of MallorieNoelle Designs, and she is a branding guru, y'all. So she's sharing with us the importance of our personal as well as developing our business brands. So now, what difference though would it make, does our personal brand, because you scratched on it in your last response, so I want let's just go ahead and get into this personal branding, cool, if you will. So what difference does our personal brand make on our lives, and how can it possibly impact our earning potential?
It has a lot. Okay, let's just take me for example. Like I said, my name is my business is Mallorie Noelle Designs. So
Mhm.
everybody knows me by Mallorie Noelle. So I'm pretty sure if you get on Facebook and you type in Mallorie Noelle, my personal stuff is gonna come up. So let's just say I'm not Mallorie, but I'm looking at Mallorie Noelle Designs, and I get on Facebook and I see she is going off on everybody, cussing everybody. She always negative, always got something bad to say about something. Just I don't want to do business with her, because I really truly believe in energies and
Yeah.
connections and stuff, and so it's just being careful what you post on social media. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying don't have fun, because I'm growing. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all been my Facebook friend for over the past decade, I have grown a lot. And I'm gonna tell you one, because I would get on Facebook and I would just say something, and but I'm telling you, I had to give my mama my Facebook password and log in. So now, mom, I don't even get on there, because my mama would be like, "Why is you on there saying all of that?" So,
Yeah.
but no. But as I go back and I look and I see, I'm like, oh, that didn't sound too good. As I'm growing and I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? The stuff
Mhm.
that I posted 10 years ago, I am mortified that I even posted stuff like that on Facebook. And now that
Yeah.
I'm into management, I'm a manager and I can hire people. I
Mhm.
hire off personalities, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta
Mhm.
work with you pretty much. So I'm gonna go to your Facebook, I'm gonna go to your Twitter. If I see that you are like just like not you're difficult to work with, like I said, you're always
Mhm.
negative, you have that our personalities aren't gonna work, so you're not gonna be able to work with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you always and then I know I'm kind of going, but I just want to talk to about like my young females too, like young girls. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? I tell them you got three different type of social medias, and this is how I kind of you got Snapchat.
Mhm.
Put your ratchet stuff on Snapchat because they go away in 24 hours. Okay?
Mhm.
Put your professional, you want to use Instagram and Facebook as like your professional,
Mhm.
type of thing or whatever. You don't want to be putting all that stuff on. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm growing. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I have never posted anything negative or, participated in any type of negativity on social media because I have. But then
Mhm.
I'm growing and I look back and I say, oh, Melly, you look bitter saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You look mad saying that. You look, and I don't want to look like that to nobody because I want to be a positive light to people in this world, and I can't be on social media. I can't have my personal brand being negative or being ghetto or being, so it's all a learning process. It is all a learning process, but you want to make sure your personal stuff, and especially if you're a business, you're trying to get into college, you're trying to get a new job. I'm telling you, hiring managers go to your social media
Mhm.
who you are and what you're doing. And I'm telling you, I hire. So I go to Facebook and I'm like, because you're not just representing yourself anymore. You're
Right.
representing the company. You know what I'm saying? Like for our sororities, you know what I'm saying? We represent
Mhm.
our sororities. So it's certain things. I chose to be a part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So I know I need to act that way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't need to embarrass my sorority because I chose that. You know what I'm saying? I chose to do that. So we're not just representing ourselves anymore. We're
Mhm.
representing other things. We're representing our family, our mom. I can't be out here on social media. My mama will call me and just fuss at me, and I hate to disappoint my mama, y'all. That's the main
Yeah.
thing. I hate to hear my mom's voice just sad or upset about something that I have done. So I
Mhm.
don't think about myself anymore when I'm on social media. And when it comes to my personal brand, I think about other people and other things that it can affect. I know I said a mouthful. I'm sorry.
You know what? But you've tapped on so many things, and I want to definitely revisit what you just talked about as far as like your mom, and maybe offering that as a strategy for folks, right? If
Mhm.
your mother or your grandmother, your aunt, even if you need to use your higher power, right? If you need to say that, well, if the Lord saw this, right, what would his response be?
Right,
If my
right.
mama saw what I just posted or what I want to post, because I mean, I can't lie, right? I'm highly professional. As honey, sometimes I've typed and I'm like, delete
Delete it, delete
it,
it.
right?
I
You
still do
cannot
that
do
today.
it.
I still do that today. I still do that today. I almost did something the other day and I immediately left the group before I even took myself there. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to be different and I'm trying to be positive.
And that's important because the more we recognize that, because the power of life and death, right, is
Mhm.
found in our tongues, and it's not just
Mhm.
what we speak, but even what we put into print. So
Mhm.
as we are sharing things, and I was meditating on that this morning, like, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable, because sometimes we can be surrounded by so much negativity that it starts to pour out, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
we have to be the interrupters of that
Oh,
negativity.
I
So,
like that. I like
regardless
that.
of all this stuff that's happening around us, we have to be able to say, listen, life is great, right?
Mhm.
I could be at my lowest moment, but I'm
Mhm.
declaring that life is great, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we
Exactly.
can put a smile on somebody else's face, honey. Look,
Exactly.
even
Exactly.
if you can't smile, you can make somebody else
And
smile.
that actually makes me feel good when I make others feel good. I could
Yeah.
be at my lowest and sometimes be drained and only have like 1% in me, but I know if I've used my 99% to make somebody else happy, that actually makes me feel happy.
Absolutely. So now, when it comes to developing our personal brand, well, and business brand as well,
Okay.
things that we definitely need to have in place. Like, are there particular strategies or things that we should have in place to make sure that we are, let's say, on the up and up?
Okay. Well, let's talk I guess professional first. Like I
Yeah.
said, for your brand, you want to make sure you got all your stuff together before you launch. Now, like I said, I feel like one point in time everybody was just on this entrepreneur trend because it was
Yep.
the new social media thing. You ain't got no EIN, you ain't paid your LLC license to the state. You just then when they got a Shopify website, order some stuff, and boom, be more professional about that. You know what I'm saying? Get your EIN, register your business, through the state. Get a proper LLC. Get your business cards. Get your logos. Get your make stuff official, because then you see more credible. Because other people, like when you think of a website, it's not just like your local people. This is global. So anybody go on
Mm-hmm.
the website, Google, type you in, you are reaching a global audience. So just making sure you are legitimate and you have all your things together. Because for example, let's say if I go and I'm looking for, I don't know, something on Google, and I go type and I'm looking for something, I get two options that come up, two businesses. I see this business, it has their website together, it looks nice, whatever, and this person just got an Instagram that sell clothes on Instagram. Guess what I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go with the person who got the website, who didn't spend
Yes.
money in their business, and they are credible. And they
Right.
are that's the and so you got to think about that when you put your business out there. Don't just be, I think people be so focused on hurry up and trying to make money, 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 money. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure your stuff lasts, and not the quick buck, but you want to invest for the future. So I guess just making sure you know exactly what it is that you want to do and that you are passionate about it. And this is just not no little
Fly by night.
bandwagon thing you trying to jump on just to be
Mhm.
cute on social media. Like, be for real about your business, because then remember we was talking about earlier, you're gonna mess up something, you're gonna get that one person that's gonna get on Facebook and blast your business out.
Right.
Don't go do
Honey.
business with this person because I ain't got this, and that.
Right.
They had your stuff together. So
Yes. And so maintaining the brand then, right? So let's say that we've got our EIN, we have the LLC, we even have our professional email address with info at whatever,
yes,
right? Not at Gmail.
or at Yahoo.
Right. Like, right.
For
We
your
have our
personal
business
brand,
banking.
yes. For your personal Gmail,
Oh,
Yahoo,
absolutely. Yeah.
absolutely. But if you're going into business, you're gonna need to get that domain name, and it needs to be info at whatever your business is.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's say we have all of that, right? We have
Mhm.
all those things in place. We're doing business. And now what do we do to maintain that brand that we want to develop? Because I don't think anybody starts a business and wants to have a negative reputation. Like, what do we do to maintain a positive image in the community?
I think you always want to get your customers' feedback. I think that's the main thing because that's who you're servicing. So even if you like collect like a database of email addresses of your customers, and you send them an email campaign asking them, what are some things I can improve on? Are you happy with, the services that I am providing? Testimonials. I know you get on websites and you see, people doing testimonials. So I think
Mm-hmm.
you should always stay engaged with your clients, or your target audience. Another thing I think you're gonna always go through something where you rebrand, even if it's yourself or your business, because you're growing. Like, you should not be in the same position you was 10 years ago. My business should not be making the same amount of money that it was making 10 years ago. I should not still have the same personal mindset that I had 10 years ago. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? So you always have to grow. You always got to build. Like I said, if it's coming to professional or personal, yeah, and growing, developing, continuing to learn knowledge, because technology is really going to get ready to take over the world. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to be aware of your current trends in your profession. You want to stay up to date. You don't want to be behind. You don't want to be behind in the 19th century. You want to move with technology. You want to move your business with technology. You want to make stuff easier and accessible for your clients. Because I'm
Yes.
telling you, if your business is hard to operate for your clients, they're going to go somewhere else that it's easier. And being
Absolutely.
flexible. Being flexible.
Ooh, okay. And so flexibility as well.
Yes, flexibility.
So
And
I wanna revisit the idea that what you stated around us seeking customer feedback. And you kind of talked about it a little bit in a prior response. But what happens if we get negative feedback? Because I've definitely seen my share of folks, it may be on their personal page, right?
mhm,
But business owners who clap back, if you will, at
Mm.
people. So is that appropriate? If it is, how do we do it? If not, how can we avoid it? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna be honest. I was a person that used to get easily offended just in my personal life, my professional life. Anything that you may say to me, I'm getting offended and I'm gonna have an attitude about it. But now, before I get offended and I'm getting feedback or negative feedback from somebody, I see who it
Mhm.
is first.
Okay.
I see who it is because you're gonna have people who are out here who don't want to see you succeed, who
Yeah.
might be jealous of your business, who might be so their job is to constantly attack, to constantly bring you down. So
Mhm.
one, realize where the feedback is coming from. You know what I'm saying? And then I mean, like I said, we're not robots. We're humans. So we do make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And if you have made mistakes and you haven't honored, a business deal or something, take that feedback in. Take accountability. If you know you messed up on something, business related to someone, take accountability and resolve it, and don't just ignore people. People do not play about their money or their time. So us
Okay.
business owners have to do better too. Like once you get somebody money, it ain't just boom, I got your money, the service is done. No, my services aren't done until the whole process is complete.
Right.
I didn't just give you my money and you didn't. Mm-mm. I need my process, my service. So we have to do better too in providing, services, better services for our clientele. So we won't have any feedback, but still realize, and I hate to say this, sometimes it be people like in your local area. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That is your target audience, a part of it. But you are here to go global. You are here to reach the masses. You're
Yeah.
not just here to reach wherever you are, whatever city
Mhm.
you're in. You're not here to just reach people in Atlanta or Tuscaloosa or Birmingham or Selma. You're here to reach that's why we got the worldwide internet.
Yes.
You are
Listen.
here to be global. So yeah, I might live in I don't know, let's say this made up city with a population of such and such. But if these people ain't messing with me, I'm pretty sure the world is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So don't just get focused on what the people around you, you know what I'm saying, are saying, and they're not just like really into your business. But also remember who that negative feedback coming from too. So
Girl, wait a minute, because what you just said about the people around us, how can that impact our brand? I know that is not a question, but how can the people we choose? Because I know it impacts our vision, right? My granddaddy used to say, Lord rest his soul, he used to tell me all the time, listen, if you see four broke people hanging out on the corner, don't you go be the fifth one.
okay.
Basically
Okay.
saying, right, like who you associate with impacts your vision for yourself, right? If everybody who hangs around you is cussing and smoking and drinking and partying all the time,
That's
but you're
what you
trying to build a business,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that don't go together.
It
Like,
don't go together. But let me tell you what I have learned. And I hate to say this, you have different friends for different reasons.
okay.
And in my 36 years in my life, I realized I have a set of friends that I like to go to the club with, and that's all we do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I can't come
Yeah.
to you and I can't talk to you about business and stuff like that because that's just not your mindset and that's not your lane. Then I got
Hmm.
my group of friends who are entrepreneurs. I got this one friend, I'm gonna shout her out right now, Elise. That girl, she motivates me so much. She calls me every day. She's like, man, I got this idea. What are you doing? That's
Yeah.
one friend when it comes to business who is not gonna let me lag. So I appreciate you, twin. Then then you got friends, let's say, who are just inspirational. It don't even have to, be business wise, but just in your personal life, always encouraging
Hmm.
you and stuff. So you just gotta realize you can't tell your vision and your dream to everybody in your circle because
All right.
everybody's mindset is different. Because you could be having a good dream, a good vision, and then you go tell the friend that you only go to the club with, and they go be like, girl, ain't nobody finna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? But you go tell
Hmm.
that same vision to your entrepreneur friend, and they're like, okay, what we got to do? What we got to
Let's
do to
do
get
it.
to
Yep.
working? So identify in your life what group is for what.
Mm. Now I love that strategy. Haven't thought about that because I don't look, my friend circle is real tight, baby.
Okay, look at
And I've always tended to be drawn to people, I would say, that we have commonality for that season. Right now, there are some friends that have extended a lifetime.
Of course, of course.
Right. But for a season, it's like, oh, okay, I want to party, hang out. I know that's what you do. But like where I am in life at this point, it's like, child, if it's not somebody's birthday or I'm not making money, I don't know if I'm gonna be there. Like,
No, for real, for real, for real, for real. Seriously. I don't think I can hear you anymore. Can you hear me? Let's see.
hello, can you hear me here? See,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
busy because we were just getting good. That's all right though. But I wanted to ask about when it comes to negative, right? Like if we are trying to come out of a situation, maybe we need to rebrand, or if there's something that is happening and we have not really responded in a positive way to a situation, like what can we do to rebound when it comes to our brand?
Let's see. Let's see. Because I think I do this all the time. When I used to. 2 years ago, I say something on Facebook real bad. I'm like, oh, that do not look good for my brand.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me see. Pretty much just okay. After that, still just reiterating you can do the job. Like
Yeah.
you can get it done. You know, like I might have messed up something on this, but I promise you, give me one more chance to do it or give an incentive. You know, like if
Mm.
somebody paid for a service and you didn't complete it, don't be an a-hole. Like give them half of their money back, give them a percentage of their money back. You know, if you did not complete that, you know, that job like you should have. I just want people to understand too that everybody just be so focused on money, 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 money. You're not thinking about
Mhm.
your service that you are providing. Like the goal is not to just be service your local people, is to be global. But like I said, read do give an incentive for something. You know, try to rectify the situation with the customer, and then just remember you are going to have some customers who are just difficult and just going to give you a hard time. If you know you've done everything that you need to do, do not let that weigh on you. We got other stuff to do. Let's keep it moving. We got life to do.
I know that's right. And so now, how helpful can communication be, right? So if, like you're saying, give an incentive or something like that, but and I want to kind of point to the fact that here in Selma, where we broadcast live from, we had a tornado in January. right? And so there are still, like, contractors or what have you, folks who are out doing business who really have taken advantage. And I really, like, with my elders, you know what I'm saying, it's like, come on now, not our elders, like, what are you doing? But how can, even if, say, you're managing multiple jobs, right, and you can't necessarily meet the demand of the 5 jobs all at the same time, or the 3 jobs, or the 7 jobs, whatever the number is, what is it that, like, what role does communication play in that? Like, can communication make a difference in whether somebody blasts you on Facebook
Yes,
or not?
a major communication, because like I said, I always use me an example, you know what I'm saying, growing up, well, just starting on my business and stuff like that. When I would get overwhelmed, like in my personal and my professional life, because I used to procrastinate and wait to the last minute, so then I got like 100 things I have to do,
Yeah.
I would not communicate to my, clients, and they're like, "So what's going on? Why aren't you?"
Mhm.
And I realized if I could have just sat down and told them, "Hey, I got this going on, but I'm coming to you as soon as I can," just continue. And I do that now. I make sure that I do communicate. That I had a horrible time with communication when it came to website. I thought maybe you just sent me all your graphics and your content. I build the website, boom. But no, people actually want to talk about it and what's
Mhm.
going on and stuff like that. So communication is a big key. And sometimes you have very understanding clients, and people come to work with you because they want to work with you and who you are. So they are going to be understanding. I think sometimes we get afraid, we're gonna get cursed out, or we didn't miss anything. And people are more understanding if you communicate better.
Absolutely.
And then other communication tools can be, emails. You don't always just have to like talk to
Okay.
you don't always have to just call somebody on the phone, because me, I hate talking on the phone. But I text you, I email you all day.
All day.
It's
Yeah.
just like sitting here just talking on the phone just drains me. But I'm working on that. But I'll email you, I'll text you every day. So if you need to send out an email campaign, like I said,
Mm.
get a database of all your clients' email addresses. And you can start an email list, and you can just send out an email to all your clients like once a week, every 2 weeks, just checking in. Hey, we got this coming up, let me know. Communicate. Yeah, we as business owners, we have to communicate with our clients. That builds trust.
Yes. And now that's an important, we started off with the B word, but at the end of the day, I think and the B word is branding, like, don't trip. Look, because if you missed the top of the show, you didn't
Right,
know what the B word was. We're talking
right,
about branding today.
right.
But that T word you just used, trust. At the end of the day, when we think about all of the brands that we know, right? We know that when we're driving down the highway and we see those golden arches, we know that we can trust what that food is going to taste like, about how long it's going to take to be delivered to our car window or to serve to us over a counter. We know that when we see the cows that are promoting us to eat chicken,
Okay,
right? We know what the experience. We trust
exactly,
that that experience is going to be a certain way. And so
exactly.
trust seems to be the foundation of how we build a brand that's going to
Right.
be successful. So communication, y'all, we heard that we need to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with a friend circle that is supportive, right? And then
Mhm,
having different friend circles for different things. Okay.
mhm,
So if you like to
mhm.
go to the club and turn up or what have you, then have a group of friends that are for that. But then if you're trying to build a successful brand, make sure that you are connected to people who are supportive of that. Make sure that as we are building our businesses and our brand, that we assess where feedback is coming from,
Yes,
right? You
yes.
you told us that we need to look like, okay, now wait a minute, have we had beef before? Like, are you intentionally doing this, or is this something that
I really
that
messed up wrong.
right, that I really need to respond to? And even if it is somebody, and because I would say for me, like, even if it is somebody, and I would suggest for folks that if it's somebody that has a negative comment, right, or has some feedback that we don't necessarily like, that maybe if y'all have had issues before, it may be time for you to say it to somebody that they will listen to in a
Right,
different way.
right.
Because it could be that you're in a totally different place in life. You're not, worried about whatever happened in high school. Like, oh,
Ex-
you took my prom date. Like, Baby, that was 20 some years
20,
ago. Let's not do
20
this.
years ago, please. 20 years ago. 20 years ago. We are
Right.
not okay. Let's move on.
Right. But if they're still holding that, you
You
know what
still
I'm saying?
holding on to 20 years worth of stuff, please.
Right. So it's like, so let me talk to somebody they may be able to hear it from differently, because I
Yeah.
clearly see that you still beefing with me, even though the beef has been over. From, but perhaps choosing to address the feedback through someone else, or offer your feedback through
I
somebody else.
like through someone else. I like a mediator. I like a
Yeah.
mediator.
Yeah. Staying up to date. You told us we have got to stay up to date, and we are building a successful brand, that we need to stay up to date with trends in our areas of expertise. That if we are seeking customer feedback, that we want to have testimonials, because they can help us build that positive brand. And then, honey, before we launch our social media presence, please get your business together.
Yes.
Okay, that
Yes.
EIN is free. That LLC is not. Enroll in your the tax, get all of your taxes and licensing information correct for whatever your location is. Your email address matters, right? Your personal email address can be whatever, right, at Yahoo or Gmail. But if you are operating a business, some people, I've literally watched a group of people make a decision about a contract based on the fact that the person had an email address that was attached to a real domain.
Right. And not Gmail.
Right, right. And because it was between the two, and it's like, well, this seems to be more professional. The assumption is that you're going to be more professional.
Yeah.
So get your email address together, and your business bank account, because get a whole nother phone if you need that Cash App to be a way that you accept your business fees, because Cash App does report to the IRS. How do you want it coming to your business, or to your personal? Things to think about, y'all. I
And,
want to go ahead.
and we did touch on that, but real quick, when it financial and when it does come to your business, definitely have a business bank account. And even when you're doing business, don't mix your business money with your personal money, like for budgeting and stuff like that. You need to have your business bank account. And then when it comes to taxes, y'all, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you get more money, when you have your EIN and your, you know what I'm saying, after filing my business tax this year, I'm like, everybody needs to have a business. Go get your LLC, go get your EIN, like
Yes,
put a business account. But my money, when it came into my personal account, it had to go into my business bank account. So you want to
exactly.
make sure you keep it separate.
Exactly. So I am just so excited, y'all. Mallorie Robinson has been our guest this morning. She's encouraging us to find our passion and follow that to building our best brand, right?
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but this has been an outstanding opportunity for us to talk about the B word and starting it out with the T word of
Yes,
trust.
yes, of
Yes, yes,
trust.
yes, yes. So thank you so much for
You're
being here, and we'll have to
welcome.
have you back.
Yes, I'll be calling you later on.
Absolutely. Y'all, make sure you tune in each and every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for TRHT Selma's Wealth Building Wednesday. Until next Wednesday, y'all, please get out here and start building some wealth.